Hello Libra, this is a timeless tarot reading for you. Date of recording is the 26th of January 23, which doesn't mean that this reading has to resonate with you at this day or in this time frame. It could also find you in the near or far future. And I'm using my own tarot cards for this reading. I call them the medieval oracle cards. And the first thing that I'm getting is that you might feel or have felt a little bit exploited, a little bit weak. Maybe you have recently experienced something traumatic, a loss. Maybe it's a personal or small loss, could even be something very big, something very painful. Maybe you could even have experienced some kind of injustice. Could be a small thing or a very big thing, anything in between. And I feel like you might have even had like a lot of bad luck in a row, and you feel a little bit worn out psychologically, emotionally, even physically, because maybe you lost some weight. I mean not in that healthy way, like when people are following some routines and watch their diet and then they're happy that they're losing weight. No, losing weight, yeah. That should not happen. I mean, wait. Maybe you even lost your weight, and that's the loss you're experiencing right now. Then also the scales would make sense next to it. Okay, I'm kidding around. So I mean, in weight loss in this unhealthy way, not only due to stress, but due to, when we feel really devastated. Because that's how I see this maiden card right now in this reading, like really tired, worn out, exhausted, skinny. Even if it's not physical weight that we lose, sometimes, I don't know, we just give away a lot of energies. And I feel like by the time that this reading might find you, you probably will have already grown some inner strength to not let all that, whatever it was that happened to you, completely pull you down and destroy you. I think you have already done a lot of inner work to like somehow stay alive and get along with it, even if it's not really great to live this way, but somehow you're not in the lowest black hole anymore. That's what I feel too. Like you somehow accepted this loss. But I see that there's a sudden shift, that this will be the next state you might be reaching soon will be much better than just accepting this loss, having to live like this. Maybe there will be a sudden justice that comes in that you don't expect, because you feel like there was a huge injustice and everything is lost, but maybe suddenly there will be a turnaround that you really don't see. It could also just be something inwardly, that you will have a very important and relieving realization that really shifts your mood. Because after the scales there's the sun card. I often saw the scales in the recent readings just as harmony, as balance, but here I'm getting a little bit stronger vibe from this card. It's a little bit deeper than just a psychological emotional balance or harmony. I mean, there's something very energetically, very karmic about it. And I know by experience that often we don't get what we deserve, and often, people do very terrible things to us, even when we were children or something like that, or even as adults. But we never meant any harm to those people. Like, some people are just crazy and they are just mad and they project all kind of stuff into innocent people and start attacking them. And you know, it's abuse, it's called abuse. And sometimes that happens. And I know that very many spiritual, not honestly spiritual people, but like these deluded wannabe spiritual people, they often say, yeah, you attracted it, you deserved it, you probably got a past life karma. That's so spiritually abusive to say that to people. I know for sure it's not, and just terrible things can happen to us even if we don't deserve them. And I feel like you got dragged a little bit by your hair through life. That's how I perceive you right now. And I think there will be a huge shift soon. Like, you might even see a lot of abusive people fall deeply, and you don't even expect it because you have already accepted it after a long time. Losing and losing. There will, I think, I'm also seeing it literally right now because she is facing away from the scales and the sun. She's looking in the other direction. Like, you're still looking into the past and you don't even see that future yet, which is not, I don't mean that in a bad way. I can completely relate to that and understand that. Even if you don't believe in a bright future and you accepted your fate, like having to live in this, defeated state forever, maybe that's what you think right now. It will not be like that. There's something that you don't see, and even if you don't believe in this positive justice, harmony, in the sun that will shine like very bright, it will anyway happen. You don't even have to believe in it. It will just be suddenly there. And I'm trying to figure out this second spread here. I'm not getting a good vibe from the Queen card today. The Queen card can sometimes come up as a very intelligent, benevolent, caring woman, but she can also come up as the opposite, especially next to the poison. Actually, I'm getting two things at the same time. We also have the letter card at the bottom of the deck. I feel like maybe the defeat or loss that you experience could be due to some woman that could possibly be older than you or in a position of authority, like job-wise or something. And this woman is highly toxic and evil. I know evil is also a word that nowadays many people don't like, but I don't care. You will receive some information about this person, and it will feel like a success to you, like a victory, like a justice. I'm even sensing something like this woman who used to be poison to you. I feel like you are not in contact with her anymore. Maybe you will receive even some news about it. I don't know, her life is falling apart now after she destroyed yours, or she tried to destroy yours. I don't think that your whole life is destroyed. That's not what it looks like. It just looks like you're tired and devastated somehow, or just broken down a little bit. And I think that this woman might now experience that. It could be that she's even going crazy a little bit, that she could drink too much alcohol. That's the negative aspect I'm getting from this constellation. But even in the negative aspect, we have the laurels here. I think it will be like a win to you somehow to hear about this information. Also, something that I was getting simultaneously is when I split these apart and don't relate the Queen to the Poison card anymore, but relate the Poison card to the Laurels, could just be that the Queen represents two energies, one negative energy and also a positive aspect. Another woman that shows up in your reading, or it could even be a man who will help you with something, who is also a little bit older than you and maybe has some kind of authoritative power in some way, and they will help you with something, offer you something, and that will also feel like a success. And the Poison card in that regard will just stand for a celebration. Maybe you will have a drink to celebrate that, or I mean, it doesn't always have to be a drink or some drugs. The Poison, if we connect it to celebration, we can also celebrate without alcohol. We can, I don't know, maybe, you know, here in Germany we have different price classes on supermarket food, and usually I buy the more cheaper juices, but sometimes there are also like, there's a juice that's really nice tasting, but it's very expensive, so you don't want to buy it every week, and you only buy it for special occasions. Something like that could also be represented by the Poison card. Like there's just a reason to celebrate a small success or a big success. And, you know, if you don't want to drink any alcohol, you could celebrate that in a different way. Or you could buy, I don't know, a new pullover or something like that. So, yeah, there's just some kind of message that you will receive that makes you want to celebrate, and that pulls you out of this, loss. I'm pulling some more cards. The Mermaid and the Lute. That feels like a very nice combination, but I can't figure out yet what it means. I'm seeing a little bit of a transformation from this mermaid, from this maiden to this mermaid card, and I feel like maybe this whole situation of possibly abuse that you were stuck in, it also made you feel very unattractive, very undesirable, and I think there will be a shift. You know, I really don't want to make any superficial or, you know, these exaggerated, toxic kind of tarot readings, but sometimes I think it's justified to accept that also as a part of our life. No matter how old we are or what gender we are, we all care at least a little bit about what we see in the mirror. And sometimes even when we don't look into the mirror, we feel, I don't know, unworthy, a little bit ugly, also sick. I mean, who feels attractive when you got brutally abused or something, or who feels attractive when you are physically very sick? Even if you just lay around in bed all the time and don't look at yourself in a mirror, you just feel from the inside out, you just don't feel attractive. And I think that there's something about, maybe you didn't care a lot about your appearance at all. You know, sometimes it's also just doesn't bother us because we're in so much suffering and shock that we don't care about how our face or our hair looks. And I feel that there will be a shift. Maybe even you can put on some nice music and get ready to go outside to meet someone. Or even if you don't go, you still don't feel like socializing, not like going out. You can just stay at home, like clean the apartment, put on nice music, cut your hair, plug your eyebrows, shave your beard. You know, men also have their beauty routines. It's not only for women, this reading. So I'm getting something about that, like you maybe you have lived a little bit like a zombie in the past few weeks or months, and maybe you will just be getting out of this. Yeah, I will leave it here. Thank you for watching.